You're looking at a beautiful shot of the Tonique Williams Darling Highway and JFK roundabout. That's where we're coming to you live from this early Monday morning. It's kind of wet out here, so we want the general public, especially those driving, to drive with caution and care on these wet, slippery roads. We just want to also remind the general public about the roadworks that is taking place on Nassau Street. That's between the Poinciana Drive roundabout and the Meadow Street traffic light. That's Nassau Street intersection, as well as the unpaved open trench that is on Soldier Road, not too far from the East Street light. Now, joining me live this morning is Sergeant Jerron Thompson, who will give us an update of everything that has happened over the weekend in terms of traffic. Good morning, Sergeant Thompson. It was a busy weekend for you guys this weekend.
Good morning to you. Good morning, Bahamas. We did indeed have a very, very busy weekend in respect to traffic incidents. We had a total of 60 crashes in the last 72-hour period. We had one traffic fatality, which occurred sometime around 9:15 p.m. in the Mangrove Key Andres area, which involved one vehicle and one male succumbing on the scene of that crash. And also we had a traffic fatality in the Grand Bahama area at the intersection of Coral Road and Ponce de Leon intersection, where we had a crash involving two vehicles. One of the males who were involved in this traffic crash would have succumbed on scene at that particular intersection.
Now, like I said, it must have been a busy weekend here, especially in the capital. I mean, a lot of parties were happening over the weekend.
Yes, we had another serious crash yesterday, at University Drive, just in the area of Rubus service station, just in the area of the Ministry of Education. We have seen an increased number of crashes. We're trying our very best to police our streets and have the necessary road checks and what have you. But it's still a challenge because even though we are around the clock, we still have persons out there. There's a huge island out there up and about, drinking and driving and driving impaired and having these crashes. So we like to encourage persons to find a designated driver and don't drink and don't drive and really don't do drugs either.
We're about 48 hours out of the Christmas day. Is there any safety tips you want to give to the general public?
Yes, like I mentioned before, please, persons who know they're going to attend parties and know they're going to consume alcohol or what have you, please find a designated driver. Someone who's not going to drink, who's going to try to get you from the party back to your destination in one piece. We encourage that. And we encourage persons to also do like small mechanical inspections of your vehicle, check your headlights, check your brakes, check your tires. When you hear that little squeaking in the brakes, don't turn up the radio. That is not to be ignored. You need to address that as soon as possible. Our brakes are not that expensive, but it could cost you a lot of expense if you want to crash. Also your tires, try to change your tires. Persons are driving on these dummy tires all around the town. Some people get 4 dummy tires on their vehicles, and that is not to be. Dummy tires to get you from point A to point B, and that point is from where your tire flat to a tire shop. And then we also encourage persons, like once you change a tire, like if you change the front tire, we encourage persons to change both tires because we want to a steady drive, an even drive, because if you change one tire, you'll notice that the wheel will pull to one side. And we also encourage persons to rotate their tires. So if the front tires are starting to be worn, you can rotate them to the back, and where the back will probably be in better condition.
Now, I must ask, is the cell phone law in effect? Because I've seen so many persons still driving around using their cell phones.
Yes, and they're providing the treasury with a lot of money. Because we are continuing to report those persons. But when persons get caught using their cell phones, they try to ask us for breaks. We're not giving any breaks. We're not giving any breaks because we know that a direct relationship to crashes sometimes results in the use of cell phones. So we're not giving anyone any breaks at any time.
All right, thank you so much, Sergeant Jerron Thompson. LaDon, we're going to toss it back into the studio just to remind the general public that it is still wet outside and you want to drive with due caution and care. So back to you in the studio, LaDon.